This 39th bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. Conservation authorities are ramping up efforts to protect and nurture the local yellow-eyed penguin population. The latest survey of nesting sites has revealed numbers are at their lowest in 15 years, and locals are being urged to do their bit to help the endangered species.
New Zealand's yellow-eyed penguin is one of the rarest penguins in the world. The majority of the mainland population is found on Otago's coast, and now local conservation officers are working on a plan to save the endangered species.
This is now 3 if not 4 poor breeding seasons, and we'd really hope that it was about time that they had a really decent go at it and there would be good numbers, but unfortunately that's not what's happened this year.
Only about 160 nests have been found this season. That's less than half the number of nests in 2012 and the lowest number since 1990. Earlier this year, penguins were being rehabilitated following a mass barracuda attack. It was just one of several factors devastating the population, and that's prompting action from the Department of Conservation.
And the key checks that we're doing on the nests are when the chicks were born, so that we can then monitor their growth and check that their weight is, that they're growing at the right rate.
Rangers and volunteers will also be checking for avian diphtheria and other diseases.
If they get avian diphtheria, it makes it very hard for them to eat. And so we'll treat the avian diphtheria, and then if required we'll supplementary feed the chicks.
DOC's managing information collected from all stakeholders along the coast. That'll provide a clearer picture of the population and how it's likely to fare in the future. Residents can also help by being vigilant and mindful around nesting sites.
We'd ask the public that they watch their dogs, keep their dogs on leads on our local beaches where they know penguins are.
She says yellow-eyed penguins bring in tens of millions of dollars to the local economy each year through tourism. It'll be several months before authorities know whether their efforts are making a positive difference. Rosie Mannins, 39, Dunedin News.
The woman accused of stealing unmarked examination papers from the University of Otago has had her court case adjourned. The 23-year-old's name is suppressed along with other identifying details. She's now expected to appear in the Dunedin District Court on the 1st of December. The woman faces 1 count of burglary and was due to appear before a judge this morning, but was instead granted a registrar's adjournment. She was arrested and charged just over a week ago. A total of 98 unmarked exam papers were stolen from the university's clock tower building on Saturday, November the 7th. The theft was discovered by campus watch staff who noticed several smashed windows. Staff at Arakanui Eco Sanctuary are breathing a collective sigh of relief. A rogue stoat responsible for killing native birds has been caught after several months on the loose inside the reserve. And now planning is underway to prevent similar invasions in the future.
On the lookout for pests, Arakanui Eco Sanctuary staff aren't taking any chances in keeping predators out. Their perseverance has paid off with the recent discovery of an adult female stoat and 2 of her kits. They were found in a den by a North Island stoat detection dog. It's a good result for the sanctuary, but staff still have cause for concern.
The worst possible scenario, another female on a den, which you think surely it's got to be over at some stage. Unlikely, but hey, we'll give it another 6 months of a lot of monitoring before we can feel quite confident that we are stoat free.
It was initially thought the stoat gained access to the eco sanctuary during a heavy snowfall earlier this year, but there's increasing evidence to suggest that predators might be getting in through a water gate system around the periphery.
There's 5 water gates that open with water flow, the water goes up, the gates open. But they don't necessarily close by themselves. They can get jammed open with sticks, and this has happened a couple of times this year. So that we're getting a little bit worried about that. And the fact that stoats don't mind a bit of water as well, they're quite good swimmers.
Staff are looking at ways to alter the system by re-engineering the gates to open less and not get jammed. A predator halo area outside the fence is also being proposed by a local trust. It's an idea that's capturing the attention of eco sanctuary staff.
Hopefully in a couple of years' time, 5,000 hectares around Arakanui will have good protection from stoats, possums and rats, and hopefully, therefore, less stoats trying to get into the fence.
There's also talk about the eco-sanctuary investing in its own predator detection dog. Staff are aiming to do whatever it takes to keep the sanctuary and its inhabitants secure. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
Two University of Otago students face drug importation charges after being caught in raids by police and customs officers. Several local properties were searched yesterday and two 23-year-old male students were arrested. They're both charged with importing drugs that have been called to appear in court. Police say they've seized large quantities of cash as well as Class A and B drugs known as ecstasy, cocaine and LSD. They've also seized prescription drugs. The raids are part of ongoing efforts to crack down on local students using the internet to import illegal substances. Two local scholars are celebrating after winning $10,000 grants to fund personal projects. They're among the latest recipients of AMP scholarships, and their work is set to benefit residents throughout the country.
Reveling in the moment. These local scholarship winners are still on cloud nine after receiving grants to fund further study and professional development.
I'm still kind of blown away, I can't believe it really. Feel incredibly privileged to be counted among an amazing group of New Zealanders who are doing some really awesome stuff.
She'll be using her scholarship to fund further study around cancer treatment. That'll see her travelling to Washington DC and working with some of the world's top paediatricians. She's planning to bring back what she learns overseas to enhance cancer treatments in New Zealand.
We're working with paediatric neuroblastoma, which is a very rare, aggressive form of childhood cancer. It's a nasty one. The poor little kids suffer terribly through the treatment, and in most cases the treatment doesn't work. So it's a cancer that's really ripe for a new approach such as immunotherapy.
Stuart Gunn's wanting to use his scholarship to finish off an error-proof GPS emergency alert app that he's been creating. The mobile phone application will warn people about extreme weather, emergencies and things like road closures. He's also hoping it'll work to predict earthquakes.
Now that we've won, it will enable us to finish the app and bring it to market, probably within about 6 months, which will bring all our plans forward quite a bit and provide New Zealand with a service that's lacking.
The pair were flown to Auckland where their work was showcased to a crowd of hundreds before being awarded with trophies. In total, a dozen Kiwis were given scholarships after about 2,000 people applied. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, a local academic believes we're entering an ice age. We'll find out why. And fellowships enable two Dunedin students to study fossils here and from afar.
Girls Talk this month is full of inspirational gift ideas. There's books, storage solutions and delicious treats. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page to be in to win some fantastic prizes from the show. Join us on Dunedin TV for Girls Talk.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Hedges are something we almost take for granted. A good hedge needs regular maintenance to look its best and to add value and character to your property. For all your hedge care needs, call the team at SGC Services on 0800 783 453.
Eveready mowers and chainsaws, Husqvarna outdoor power equipment for all the jobs, no matter what the size. Give Graham a call on 4552 555 or visit our new showroom at the roundabout end of Andersons Bay Road. We sell the best and service the rest.
Christie Glass Houses and Sheds, good to grow stuff in. The first choice for gardeners for over 100 years. Built to withstand extreme weather conditions and hard work. Full range of options available. Thomas Burns Street across the road from the railway station. Free call 0800 Allens.
Big Orange for all your movies, records, books and games, pre-loved needs, vinyl records, 45s and DVDs. A South Dunedin family-owned business for over 15 years. Check us out on Facebook. We're opposite Westpac on the sunny side of King Edward Street.
Congratulations, you're getting married. Hi, I'm James Morris, wedding celebrant, and it's my privilege and a pleasure to bring you the perfect ceremony for your perfect day. Don't wait or contemplate. Your consultation is free with no obligation. jamesmorris.co.nz.
Pallet fires are growing in popularity in Otago with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pallet fires, so easy, so efficient.
McClellan Refrigeration is your one-stop shop for heat pumps in Dunedin. We have a range of heating, air conditioning and refrigeration solutions. We also have 20 years experience. McClellan Refrigeration, call us on 477 0088.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Welcome back. Iconic Dunedin nightclub Sammy's is back on the market. Owner Sam Chin is still operating the music venue while seeking a buyer. He says he won't know what the future holds for the building until next year. The historic property is being listed for $240,000. That's significantly less than its capital value of just under $500,000. The building dates back to 1896 and has been Sammy's for just over 30 years. And on that note, let's take a look at today's financials. And the NZX 50 has closed the day up 6 points. It's now at 5,968. The ASX 200 is up 72 points. And to the exchange rates, the Kiwi dollar is once again down against all the currencies that we monitor. A local academic is urging residents to think differently about climate change ahead of the next global summit on the subject. Dr. Orkashad has written a book about it and he joins us to explain his theory. Good evening.
Good evening.
Now, you believe that we're in an ice age. Tell us why.
Yeah, it is strange enough. And I can believe that people don't believe me. Yeah, because everyone is at the moment going for global warming. That seems to be more popular. However, the data, if you look at the data, and there is about 400,000 years of data, if you look at the data, they predict totally different numbers. If you look at our CO2 level, that is at the moment about 400 parts per million. And if you apply the data of Vostok, the 400,000 years, you get a temperature at the moment of 11.5 degrees Celsius. And that is totally different from the 1.3 degrees Celsius what the advocates of global warming say. Yeah, so that is a huge difference.
Why do you think the science is conflicting?
Yeah, we have different data sets, and it is not an easy analysis. The data sets are all different, the baselines are different, the data intervals are different, the units are different, and so they're very difficult to compare. And that is mainly the last part of my book, is trying to make these data sets first comparable. And that stops most probably people. And also what I think, when I think about my way of thinking, I think that people look more for answers to a problem than really looking at the problem itself. We have already, the world has already decided there's global warming. Yeah, and I'm talking against people like Barack Obama, President of America, the Pope. All these people, they stand on the other side. So it is very hard. But nevertheless, I think that science at the end will win this battle. It is only, are we in time? Because the time gets shorter and shorter. If Obama is able, and I doubt it, but if he is able to decrease the CO2 levels with 30% by 2025, that might decrease the temperature with about 6 degrees. That is a possibility. I don't say that that will happen, but the data, if you look at the data, that is a possibility, and it cannot be ignored.
Do you think we should be worried about climate change?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If you believe that we live in a glacial period, then the temperature, the natural temperature, is at that moment, right now, is about 10 degrees lower than what it is. So if we go outside with a thermometer, we measure 1.3 degrees Celsius above normal, when in fact it is -9. If we would not be here, if there was no humanity, we push that low temperature up with 400 parts per million CO2 to normal. And then we complain. We say there's global warming. Yeah, but global warming, there is no real, there is so much confusion in this. There is not really global warming the way the advocates of global warming say there's global warming. Statistical analysis show clearly that the 1.3 degrees Celsius above normal is not statistically significant. That means that it is normal. You have to leave your hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. That is statistics. That is not something I believe. That is what it is at university.
Do other people share your views?
No, but the book is just for 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago I put it online and I tried to promote the idea. But I'm in good company. There have always been scientists who were on their own trying to advocate the opposite of what the masses believed. And so it doesn't worry me really.
Dr. Orka Jart, book writer, climate change theorist, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, we meet two students who've secured a unique opportunity involving penguin and whale bones, and we'll find out how which Highlanders are up for National Rugby Awards.
Do you want support for your breathing? You are not alone. In New Zealand, over 600,000 people have some form of breathing difficulty, especially with the high pollen season in New Zealand. Puff Plus is an excellent natural product developed to support lung function and breathing difficulties. Puff Plus is so effective, you get a no questions asked, money back guarantee on the first purchase. Give it a go, you have nothing to lose. Call now, 0800 502 402. Take as directed. If symptoms persist, see your healthcare professional.
Chiropractic care is a drug-free way of sorting out stress and pain by getting your spine in line with body and brain. At Mosgiel Chiropractic and Wellbeing, we provide family chiropractic care. Feel taller, lighter and brighter. Call Mosgiel Chiropractic and Wellbeing today, 484-7272.
They got it's all about our customer care, great food, great coffee, and supported by some awesome staff. We think it's really important that the customers, when they come in here, have a good experience and leave wanting to come back. And I think in a nutshell, that's what the Good Oil's all about.
At your locally owned and operated Veggie Boys store, we've got fresh produce daily, fruit, veggies and more. Competitive prices is just one of the reasons people come to us in all seasons. Convenient locations and friendly crew, Veggie Boys Dunedin, come try something new. Stores in the north, the south, be our guest, Centre City as well to serve you the best. Daily specials on produce that are hard to beat, all tasty and healthy and all good to eat. Don't forget we've also got your milk, bread and meat. Veggie Boys Dunedin, your guaranteed a treat.
Mosgiel Mowers Plus can help you with products to make your garden maintenance jobs easier. Lawn mowers, ride-ons, chainsaws, line trimmers. Sales and service are our specialty. Mosgiel Mowers Plus. Phone 489 3572 22B Gordon Road, Mosgiel.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now. They will love you forever.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Mobility Scooters Otago. Mobility scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 King Edward Street, opposite Westpac.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Girls Talk this month is full of inspirational gift ideas. There's books, storage solutions and delicious treats. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page to be in to win some fantastic prizes from the show. Join us on Dunedin TV for Girls Talk.
Welcome back. Two University of Otago students are getting a unique opportunity to study animal fossils. They're the recipients of Otago Museum fellowships, which will see them studying penguin and whale bones. And some of their research is extending beyond local shores.
Taking a look at ancient history. These students are looking over old fossils as part of their study towards their masters. They've been given the opportunity through fellowships at Otago Museum.
In order to study one fossil, you have to compare it against other similar fossils, and Otago Museum has a lot of fossil penguins. So I'm using their collection to compare my penguin against sort of the general sort of overview of fossil penguins that we have.
He's looking into a 35 million year old giant penguin he found in central Otago. Otago Museum has given him a grant and access to all of its fossils so he can file a genetic tree of penguins. He says it's great to see local backing for study into species classification.
It's always good to be supported. It makes it feel like your research is really worthwhile. But also it's just really great to get acknowledgement that what you're doing is contributing to New Zealand's sort of natural history, you know.
Sean Wilson is studying orca skulls that washed up in the South Island. He's using special technology to photograph and create 3D images of skulls to compare species.
I'm looking at geographic variation in the orca skull. So my research started with 9 animals that stranded in Southland in 2014, and with the help of the fellowship I'm expanding my data collection to other museums around New Zealand.
He'll be heading to America to speak at an international conference about his findings during his fellowship study. While he's overseas, he'll get the chance to look at several whale fossils at museums in Washington DC, New York and California.
I'm presenting at the Society of Marine Mammalogy conference in San Francisco in December, and after their conference is finished, I will be going to a number of museums in the United States to have a look at their collections.
Otago Museum's contributing $5,000 towards the 2 students' fellowships. It's an effort to get young locals looking into fossil relationships. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Dunedin Rugby is being put on the map with several local nominations in this year's National Rugby Awards. The Highlanders are nominated for the Best Team Award as this year's Super Rugby champions. Highlanders head coach Jamie Joseph is also a finalist for the Coach of the Year award. Local halfback Aaron Smith has 2 nominations for Super Rugby Player of the Year and Maori Player of the Year. Fullback Ben Smith is a nominee for another Player of the Year award. And first 5/8 Lima Sopoanga is also a Super Rugby Player of the Year nominee. They're all committed to staying in Dunedin for at least the next year. And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. Yellow-eyed penguin numbers are at their lowest in years, and conservation authorities are working to boost the local breeding population. A killer stoat has finally been captured inside the Arakanui Eco Sanctuary, and now staff are planning to prevent further invasions. And 2 local AMP scholarship recipients are working to improve cancer treatment and create an emergency alert app for mobile phones. Well, it's time now to take a look at what's going to be in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times. We're joined by Phil Somerville. Good evening.
Good evening, Rebecca. We'll go inside the paper today to the fresh pages, which are often on a Wednesday, and we've got Chelsea Winter, former winner of MasterChef New Zealand. There's an interview with her. She's been in Dunedin. And also from the cooking front, Judith Cullen, running well-known cooking classes in St Clair for 20 years. They're being wrapped up, and we talk to her and we share recipes in both those cases. Fleetwood Mac, of course, tomorrow night, and Dave Cannon in the Wash column. He's looked at various aspects of that, including how they've been going on their Australian tour before they came here. And Gerard O'Brien, who takes those fantastic Parallax pictures which run on Saturday, he's taken a really arty shot of seats in the Forsyth Bar Stadium, so look out for that.
That's all on tomorrow's ODT, and definitely looking forward to that concert tomorrow night. Thank
Sure
you,
right.
Phil. Time now for local weather.
Proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Puff Plus.
And here is today's City View. It's taken of kids playing after school sport. Around the city at 3 o'clock today, 13 degrees for the central city, 15 at the Gardens and 12 for the Tyree. To the situation, and a weak ridge of high pressure will move over New Zealand tomorrow. A mild nor'west flow will develop on Thursday. To the forecast for some of the main towns in the lower South Island for tomorrow. A fine day expected everywhere from Invercargill to Alexandra. Highs of between 15 and 18 degrees. And a fine one is expected for Queenstown, Wanaka and Twizel. Bit of cloud around for Oamaru and a high of 14 degrees there. And Dunedin tonight, any remaining showers will clear. Tonight's low 5 degrees, just a bit nippy. Tomorrow, cloud breaking during the morning, sunny periods increasing in the afternoon, southerlies easing with a high of 14. And on Thursday, high cloud increasing with nor'westers freshening later in the day, but a rosy 20 degrees expected. And finally to the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information. High tide tomorrow morning is at 26 past 9. Low tide follows at 23 past 4. And fishing conditions look good tomorrow, especially at around 6:45 in the evening. And that's all from the team here at 39 Dunedin News for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good evening.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.